In a wide green valley surrounded by tall mountains, there lived a young elephant named Eli. Eli was smaller than the other elephants, and his ears were softer and rounder than most. But what made Eli truly different was not his size. It was his dream. Eli wanted to fly. Every evening, Eli would sit near the edge of the valley and look up at the sky. He watched birds glide effortlessly through the clouds, their wings spreading wide as the wind carried them higher and higher. "Oh, how wonderful it must feel," Eli whispered, "to float above the world and see everything from the sky." The other elephants often laughed when they heard him. "Elephants don't fly," said Garo, the oldest elephant. "Our feet are meant for the ground," added another. Eli never argued. He simply smiled and kept watching the sky. Every morning, while the other elephants practiced lifting heavy logs or splashing water with their trunks, Eli practiced something different. He practiced jumping. He would run a few steps, lift his feet, and hop as high as he could. Sometimes he fell. Sometimes he landed in the mud. But every time, Eli stood up again. Nearby, a small bird named Lena often watched him. "Why do you keep trying?" Lena asked one day. "You know you can't fly like us." Eli looked at her kindly. "I know I may never fly like a bird," he said, "but I believe there is something I can do something special if I keep trying." Lena tilted her head, curious. One afternoon, a powerful storm arrived. Dark clouds covered the sky, and strong winds rushed through the valley. The animals ran to hide. Eli stayed behind, watching the wind move the trees. "The wind is strong today," he said softly. Suddenly, a loud cry echoed across the valley. It was a baby deer trapped near the cliff, unable to cross the strong wind and rain. The animals gathered, but were afraid to help. "The wind is too strong. It's too dangerous." Eli stepped forward. "I will try," he said. "But you can't fly," someone shouted. Eli didn't respond. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He remembered every jump, every fall, every time he was laughed at, but also every time he got back up. Eli ran toward the wind. He jumped. The wind lifted him not high into the sky, but just enough. Enough to move. Enough to cross the gap. Eli landed firmly on the other side and reached the frightened baby deer with his trunk. "It's okay," Eli said gently. "You're safe now." The animals watched in silence as Eli carefully guided the deer back to safety. That day, no one laughed. Days passed, and word of Ellie's bravery spread throughout the valley. Still, Eli kept practicing. He didn't want praise. He wanted understanding. One night, Eli dreamed he was standing on the highest mountain. The wind wrapped around him like a blanket. "Trust me," the wind whispered. When Eli woke up, he felt calm and certain. The next morning, he climbed the mountain with Lena flying beside him. At the top, Lena asked nervously, "What will you do?" Eli smiled. "I will listen." At the mountain's peak, the wind blew strong and steady. Eli spread his ears wide. He didn't jump wildly. He didn't rush. He waited. When the wind felt right, Eli leaned forward. The wind lifted him not like a bird, but like a glider. Eli wasn't flying with wings. He was floating with trust. Below him, the valley looked small and peaceful. Lena gasped. "You're flying." Eli laughed joyfully. "I'm not flying like a bird," he said. "I'm flying like an elephant." Slowly, gently, the wind carried Eli back to the ground. The animals cheered. From that day on, Eli was no longer known as the elephant who dreamed foolishly. He was known as Eli the Brave, the elephant who believed. And every evening, when the sun painted the sky orange and gold, Eli would look up not wishing to be someone else but proud of who he was.